show you. This also we came across. Right. This also we came across. Here we go, right here. Okay. Have you seen this card before? Right. Flat Earthers and the NASA card. Right. Weird, conservative. Right. And this is this whole Illuminati so-called card game. And it says, people laugh, but the flat earthers know something. For their action, you may roll 2 dice. If your roll is equal to or less than the number of places you control, the flat earthers' weird alternative geology has led them to a gold strike. And you may draw as many plot cards as the number you rolled. And this is according to what we read there on the Flat Earthers card. Then we have the NASA card. And so we have these 2 cards kind of side by side here. Right? It says the NASA card now gives +4 to any attempt to control any space group. Now it's interesting, in the NASA card, we can see where the NASA card in the Illuminati card deck seems to be emphasizing the hoax aspect of the moon landing, the way it was filmed in some studio, like that movie Capricorn one with OJ. Remember OJ Simpson? Yeah. So it says NASA can give its action, and was the action taken to any other government or token, this action token, I think that's token to any other government group you control, as long as that group currently has no token. No token. It may do this at any time except during an attack. It may do this at any time, so more or less in peacetime. But I thought this was very interesting, and since we are focusing a little bit more on flat earthers, the earth is not flat, well, actually flat horizoners. That's what we're going to say. We're going to start to say that, start to use that. Because this is the best way that we can really distinguish the point of view that many of us have, and that is also backed up by actual observable scientia or science. Science basically means knowledge. Scientia, scientia means knowledge, to know what is observable, what is also repeatable, you know, as far as scientific experimentation. So science is not, we're not talking about industry science, right? We're not talking about systemic science or, Science Inc., incorporated, because I think the global model very clearly is a corporate Babylon. It's all part of the Babylon group, the globalum group. But are we saying that because we are not in agreement, right, that the earth is a globe or global, does that mean that, well, by default we're flat earthers? See, that's the game, that's the paradigm that they're seeking to put forward right there, and just for your own learning and growth, I think it's just very important that one should avoid that, because even among the so-called flat earthers, there's much divergent opinion. I mean, we knew about this even before we started to speak on this again more recently. There's a lot of divergent views, but generally speaking, we were more sympathetic and are more sympathetic to the flat earthers, generally speaking, camp. We say generally speaking because there are ones that are trying to lead this whole thing off like a movement and stuff, and it's very weird, on that particular level right there, where it just seems to be part of kind of a Hegelian dialectic in that sense. But then when we really come down to think about this, with a new and a repentant heart and mind, I mean, it's really none of our business what shape the earth is. Think about it for a moment. And there we were thinking about Job. Those questions that was asked, right? What was it? I think it was Elihu, I think Elihu. There was one young man who really gave some of the best answers, because because Job called his friends, and he had these different kind of friends that had different kind of perspectives of mind. That's what's very interesting. There's a lot of psychology in Job if you really take the time to study it. But then later on comes along a youth man, a young man, right? And he explains certain things, and his is the best, more accurate of all of them. He's not a friend of Job so much, but he's like a youth, a young man that was hearing the back and forth and observing everything that was going on between Job and his friends. And he even got to the point where he went almost out of bounds. And at that point, we have Jehovah, we have Yahweh, or Yahweh, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Baruch Hashem, speaking. We have Hashem speaking, the Almighty, Jah begins to speak, right? And he asks these questions. Where were you when he created this, when he did that? You know, I mean, can you grasp, the wind in your hand? Can you measure, this and that? And then we began to think about science, how science has been trying to do those things, kind of answer Ahmad in Science Inc., Babylon Science Incorporated, because it's Babylon knowledge, is based on Babylon knowledge. Let's move this over. So flat horizoners, call us flat horizoners. And we might even try to put that in the title of this video. Flat horizoners, not flat earth, and definitely not globe, not flat earth, right? Or flat earth, not flat earth, and definitely no globe, or no to global, right? No to globalism, globalum, right? But let's bring this over here. So this event with the solar eclipse seems to, and has been, and no doubt will be, at least on a certain intellectual and pseudo-intellectual level, a catalyst for these two camps, namely like the flat earthers and then the other